Hi there, traders. This is Brad Gilbert with the FX Market Insight for Monday, the 6th of January. Welcome back to the new year. It's good to be back online and start looking at the markets again. Now, there's a couple of good things happening at the moment. I think we're sort of in the tail end of the whole Brexit issue. Hopefully, the UK sort themselves out. We get out of that by the 31st of Jan. Trump's impeachment slowly ticking away. There's a few, I think, rule changes that they're looking at, and there's a fresh little, probably a short-term tussle between the US and Iran. So a few things to sort of look at. Now, if you're just looking at the general major currency pairs, and I've got the overview here, having a look here, there's a pretty good setup. Okay, we're seeing dollar weakness across the board. A bit of dollar index, dollar yen, dollar CAD, dollar Swiss, and then a bit of Euro, sterling, and Aussie and Kiwi strength. Now, that looks good on the face of it, right? But this is where that strength meter comes into play. And you can start to see here that there's, a lot of these are pretty fickle sort of moves. And what we're seeing, if I just take you down a little bit lower to the bottom of the MyFX Trading Hub, you'll see that there's a bit of a coalescing or a bit of a collision of local data. Now, what we're seeing is, especially for the bottom four pairs, we're seeing the dollar weakness, but then weakness in their own currency data, which is offsetting that move up. And that's why we've got sort of sideways moving markets there. Now, to me, the next move in the dollar, well, it's going to come down to a number of things. Obviously, the US-Iran issue is going to be a key event. But if you have a look at the upcoming events for this week, we've got a lot of things on. And really being the first full week of the month, if you just scroll down through the data, you'll come down to the big head kicker at the bottom there, the non-farm payrolls. It's going to be obviously a really good data release to start the year off, hopefully give the currencies some clear direction there. But there's a whole range of good data coming out this week, so make sure you start to tune in. And this is where traders at the banks will be coming back online and starting to piece together what is actually happening on the currencies. Now, if I just give you a bit of a look across here at the charts, okay, you can start to sort of see where there has been some, bit of dollar weakness over that, Christmas, New Year break. Now, the dollar short term has sort of rallied back a bit, bringing back everything back into the range and a bit of weak domestic data. So you now sort of got a situation, whereas if I sort of blow these out a touch, you'll have a better idea. It looks a bit weird when you shrink the data up, but you'll see these things that they are sort of coming back into the range, which is another good thing. It gives us opportunities both sides of the market. So the Aussie is sort of just trading sideways at the moment, bit of a short-term downward bias. Kiwi already sort of drifting lower down through 66.80. But once again, we've got resistance on the top side, support. Here's dollar yen, the safe haven trade is back on. I still like the idea of selling rallies whilst that US-Iran issue sort of continues. Euro had a nice move up to 112.30 over the sort of the New Year's break. Now back in the range, waiting for clearer fundamental drivers, and same for sterling. Obviously, Brexit the main catalyst there. Dollar CAD, one of the few pairs which has sort of clear downward direction. It is trading sideways just at the moment, but overall the trend is down on the daily and weeklies for dollar CAD. So it looks pretty good there. For an opportunity as the markets build up. Now, just give you a look at the what's going on in the dollar and a few other things, especially dollar yuan. Obviously, that US-China issue, a major impacting influence on the markets over the last year, I guess, 6 months to a year. You can see dollar yuan is sort of trading sideways, a little bit of sort of downward bias, but we aren't sort of seeing any major movements there. I'm not even sure exactly where we're up to with those US-China trade deals. There was a whole heap of cloak and dagger before Christmas, but I'm not even sure if it was completely resolved or if it just worked out a short-term situation. Now, the dollar index, okay, I've shrunk this, or I've blown it out a bit. You can see we're sort of bottomed out at 96.40. We're sitting right back in the middle of the range here at 96.86 on the dollar. Now, it's a bit mixed, right? So we've got euro sort of teetering higher, dollar Swiss coming off, sterling just washing around as well. That's probably why the dollar index is not doing a hell of a lot straight up. And if I just give you a quick look at the what news is going around, I mean, this is where Reuters and Bloomberg, for that matter, really struggle. They've got to come up with some fresh information, especially after the new year. But thankfully for them, they've got the Iraqi situation, Trump's threatening sanctions, as you'd expect. A little bit of focus on the Japanese data. I can't see that really doing too much. For dollar yen, the yen move is all safe haven driven. And here's a little bit of news on that China situation, as I was mentioning. China yuan slips as market awaits phase 1 trade deal fine print. Well, that's what I was talking about before Christmas. They were talking about this. To me, I still think there's no way Trump is signing anything, especially whilst these impeachment proceedings await. Right? He needs an international event to deflect domestic issues, and that's what I think he'll be doing. And down the bottom here, Aussie and Kiwi, right, in all sorts of trouble as far as the currency goes, economy. They did have a slight, with the US dollar weakness, a slight rally Christmas, New Year's. Now they're sort of coming back under pressure. And with all the bushfires and things going on in Australia at the moment, I wouldn't be surprised to see the next month or two of economic data really fall off the face of the earth, or off the face of the map, I should say, not the earth. But I think that could really impact. And we could see, if the Aussie data this week comes out weak, then I think we're going to start to see the Aussie start to really accelerate towards the downside. Obviously, non-farm payrolls, the key data at the very end of the week. But we do have a really good combination of data coming up on Friday for the Aussie retail sales figures, followed up with US non-farm payrolls. Now, if we got a situation where we had weak US Aussie retail sales and strong US non-farms, well, the Aussie is going to be 100 points plus lower. A really nice trade to start the year off. Now, once again, if you come down through the MyFX Trading Hub, I've just sort of had a bit of a look around and a good look during the day. And here's my weekly forecast for most of the major pairs. There's a bit of room to add potential opportunities as the week develops. But on the face of it, come Monday, this is exactly what I'm starting to see. A bit of dollar CAD, dollar yen, Kiwi and Aussie, and also a trade opportunity there on the euro, probably a range trade ahead of the US non-farm payrolls. So make sure you check those out. Plenty to look at. We've got lots of updates coming up in January, February. I think you're going to enjoy yourselves. All we're really hoping for is good trading conditions. So to me, what we need is, in this block over here, we need central banks. Okay, we want the central banks mentioned, not Trump, not Boris Johnson. And you always get these US picking little fights with other places with oil and everything else. But, generally want the big ones done. Then we can concentrate on the fundamentals and really start to build some capital through January. Okay, get your year off to a really good start. All right, guys, that's it from me. Plenty of updates. Don't forget, you got the 247 trade zone there if you want to ask us any questions about anything that's going on. Other than that, have a good trade week, and welcome to 2020. All the very best. Cheerio.